Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's, fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a quick Weigel's update. In addition to the weather, we've got moon pie milk on the shelves, only for a limited time. Oh yes, everyone's favorite moon pie, the chocolate moon pie, is now a sippable treat. Check them out at weigels.com. Of course, you can get all the updates on their rewards and all the things that they give away. Also, earn some points, but it's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24 is just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Who would argue with that, especially around here? But I can tell you this, the moon pie milk is only around for a limited time, so you want to check it out today. Go to Weigel's and pick up a bottle today. By the way, if we talk about the weather, let's go ahead and let's just cut to the chase. Let's not bury the lead, Aldrich. It is Independence Day week. I know, Thursday, that's what you're most interested in. So I thought I'd lead with that. It is a patriotic time of the year. I know a lot of folks are excited about fireworks. Will it be okay? I have a 40% chance of showers and storms, but that's mainly during the day. Now, of course, fireworks, depending on where you live, might be launched, put on display around 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. So it might depend. But I do think the storms will be fading with the setting sun. So once we get towards sunset, which is, again, just minutes before 9 p.m., I think it's going to be humid. Yes, it'll be very, very sticky. Overnight lows will be in the mid-70s, but we could easily still be in the 80s as temperatures slowly cool. But the 4th of July should be okay as far as fireworks, but we'll have Mother Nature's fireworks, I think, during the course of the day. So I wanted to get that out of the way. By the way, visibility not an issue this morning. Lowest visibility, I think, in miles is 8. And that's in Greenville, so we won't be too concerned about fog this morning. Temperatures do vary quite a bit. 67 in Knoxville, it's 70 in Oak Ridge, but only 62 in Crossville, he says, and Sevierville at 63. So pick out your favorite town. There's some variability here. I mean, there's a 9-degree difference between Jacksboro at 61 and Oak Ridge at 70. 9-degree difference there. 68 in Athens, we've got 62 mentioned in Crossville. And the dew points are exceedingly low. I mean, granted, it's going to be a hot day today. Temperatures should make it well into the low 90s, at least 91. But the dew points are in the upper 50s, so it doesn't feel that sticky. All things considered, it's going to be hot today, but it may not be as sticky as you might expect. By the way, if you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. It is Tuesday. I took some time off last week. I posted some pictures of some bears. I was far away from the bears. No, I didn't feed the bears, but I do like looking at the bears. Who doesn't like looking at the bears when they're safe and far away? But anyway, I got some great video on that. Plus, of course, went to the parade last week. On Tuesday, I got some video on that too. By the way, Fred says, good, cool morning. I think I got Fred. Fred, if you're on the call, hang with me. I like to be able to put you on the big screen. Can we put you on the big screen? Let's see if we can do that. Voila! He even says, good, cool morning in Maryville, 67. Grab some coffee at Weigel's. Now you're talking my language. Weigel's is awesome. Check him out. Thank you, Fred, for that update. I got Steve Stone. He's on YouTube. You're doing both? Yeah, I could do both. You can see the YouTubers right there. There's a little red marker there. That's YouTube. He says, Fred says, Steve Stone says, good morning. And he's got his sunshine and happy face. Happy to have them there. Very happy to have you here. So if you're on the call, leave me a message. I'll do my best to put you on the big screen. But speaking of the screen, we've got low dew points this morning. Feels pretty good, but will I need an umbrella today? Nope, won't need one of those today. Won't need an umbrella tonight either, because it's going to be pretty quiet weather-wise, just hazy, sun, and hot today. Let's take a look at that radar, because we've got a quiet outlook for the entire state this morning. We do have showers and storms around Omaha. Of course, that's where we got our national title, but I digress. Omaha looks like they've got some unsettled weather, even some flash flooding. It looks like they're in red in some parts of the Midwest, but we've got rain in Wisconsin this morning. We've got rain in central Iowa this morning, and there's more heat concerns from Oklahoma all the way down to Dallas, Texas, and into Louisiana. So depending on where you might be focused on this holiday week, I just want to say good morning to you. Happy to have you here. This is the national scene. By the way, I want to bring you up to speed. We did have an above average rainfall month of June. But some of you would say, man, it's been dry. I don't know what you're talking about. Because we had like 2 weeks where we only received 0.06. 0.06 was like the most amount of rain we had for a 2-week period. It just came in buckets at the start of the month and maybe ended with a few showers at the end of the month. But we ended up with 4.54 inches of rain, which put us above the average, which is in green at 4 1/4. But July, Note that, I mean, do my eyes deceive me? Does that say 5 1/4? It does say 5 1/4. That's the average. July is typically the soggiest month of the year. That can't be. It's hot in July, I know, but it's also home to the gully washers, right? You bring in the heavy rain, the downpours in July, that skews the averages. Speaking of averages, I got other notes here. Yesterday we hit 87, started off at 71. Peak wind gusts 23 miles per hour. Who else would tell you that? Anyway, normal high and low 88. Normal high and low 88, 68. We'll be about 91 today. The record high is 98 from the year 1954. We hit 98 degrees on this date in 1931. And according to records, we hit 98 on this date in 1898. So we have 3 years that we have a 98 record high. We've never been colder on this date since records kept since 49. It was 49 degrees in 1988. If you got a call, leave me a message, mention Fred. Fred's on here. If you have a message that you'd like to share with me, I'll do my best to amplify your voice. By the way, if you wanted to know what June looked like, we had 14 days. That's 2 weeks, y'all, of 90-degree days officially. Hottest day was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday we hit 95. We haven't done that since July 6th of 2022. 2020, that's like almost 2 years ago. I know, it's been a long time. The hottest day we hit last year was 94, and we did that 3 times. So if you like to keep records, join us on Captain Accurate Premium. I like to geek out on the numbers because some of us like to know context. By the way, we've had 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 days, excuse me, 2 weeks of 14 days of 90. We averaged 34 in a calendar year, but some years are below, like it was last year, and some years are above, like 2021. 2022, we had 41 days at 90, and we're on track to be above where we were last year, but may not quite reach it to where we were in 2022. These numbers go up and down, much like the tide at the ocean, the tide at the beach, but sometimes they are abundantly apparent, like in 1936, we had 78 days. That's the most ever recorded, but we had 77 back in 2010. And then we had only 11 in 2013, a very rainy summer indeed. So just want to give you some context. When you look at the 90-degree days in Knoxville, compare averages to where we were, or where we are at this point in the calendar. We averaged 1 day in May. We had 0. June typically gives us 1 week. We've had 2 weeks. So maybe we see a pullback in this month of July. We'll have to wait and see at times, but certainly 14 days is a pretty good start. 14 days so far at 90, thanks to our friends at the National Weather Service in Moorestown. I got another note from Janet Potts. I think Janet's on here. Maybe we put her on the screen. Could I do that, Janet? Let me put you on the screen just to give you a shout out because she's on here and she says, good morning. She says from Talbot, a very pleasant 67 degrees this morning. Thank you, Janet. Love the fact that you're on here watching us live on a holiday week. I want to thank you for being here, Janet. A very pleasant 67 degrees. Thank you for that update. By the way, as we take a look at the clouds, not a lot to see here. Winds are pretty light. They're less than 10 miles an hour. We've got a little stronger winds in blue, no doubt, in the Smokies, but 6 miles an hour is what's being reported at McGee-Tyson at this hour. It is 6:49. My goal is to be done in 11 minutes. I believe I can do that. Lots of sunshine today. Very few clouds, some wispy high cirrus clouds. It's going to be a quiet day, but I suspect we will make it to 91 with ease in the shade, which means some of you might be 92. Some of you might feel like, yeah, I was 93. I don't know where you get this 91 stuff, but I think that's possible. Certainly, it's going to be on the table. Sun goes down at 8:56. Did I have that right? Yes, 6:24 is when the sun did come up, and it will be setting at 8:56, where we're losing a couple of seconds each day now that we've moved away from the summer solstice. Today is July 2nd. If you're out the door, you're a planner, you like to know where are we going to be by 10 o'clock because I got some errands I got to run, you might be thinking. And if that's the case, we should be around 76 by 10 a.m. And by 2 o'clock, we should be easily in the upper 80s, approaching 90 with ease today. I have us at 92 for Kingston, Rockwood, Harriman. I have us at 93 for Tellico Plains and Madisonville, Monroe County, 92 for Athens, and 90 for Newport, 88 for Crossville for an afternoon high temperature today. I want to say a special thanks to our friends at Weigel's. By the way, if you haven't picked up a moon pie milk, may I say, there's a challenge. Do you take a bite of the chocolate moon pie first, or then sip the moon pie milk, or do you sip the moon pie milk first and then take a bite out of the moon pie. I don't, it's a conundrum, but it is something awesome, but it's only available for a limited time. Check them out at Weigel's. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store at 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. And the moon pie milk, I would say, not only available for a limited time, but it is out of this world. So the Eagle may have landed years and years ago, but the moon pie milk has landed at a Weigel's near you. So check them out. I think they'd love to see you. By the way, temperatures right now, as we have 67 in Knoxville. I've got 66 right now in Nashville. Those are the current temperatures there. I got another note from our friend Tyler. Good morning, Tyler. He's on here. He's saying, ooh, good morning from Tellico Plains. We've got Monroe County represented here. He's on Facebook. Very happy to have Tyler here as well. Thank you, Tyler, for representing Monroe County. As we take a look at a temperature 62 in Johnson City, while they're at 71 degrees this morning in Memphis. If you like context, oh yes, the dew points are in fact pretty low. And if you need evidence of that, this converts to a feels-like temperature that's not even on the registry. When I say the registry, what am I talking about? If the feels-like temperature isn't even a factor in most of the cities because the dew points are so low. So we've got a feels-like of 77 in Chattanooga, feels like 75 in Memphis. It's just not going to feel that humid to start today. It might gradually increase as the afternoon wears on. And that's partly because this system is going to come back with a vengeance. We're talking heat and humidity, the combination of the two, just in time for the holiday week. And you can see the humidity in green kind of parks itself at noontime in Nashville, possibly as far close by as Cookeville, but it looks like it's probably stopping on the doorstep of Crossville by noontime Eastern. So the stuffy weather in green will cover Louisville, Nashville, and Huntsville at that time. It does increase a little bit for the plateau by 5 o'clock Eastern today, so stuffy weather will return, no doubt, and it's going to stay pretty stuffy, I think, at times during the overnight period. It will come back. Overnight lows tonight will be in the lower 70s, if not the upper 60s. I have us down to 69, but then the humidity is a factor with this going right through the holiday itself and into the upcoming weekend, which leads me into my headlines here in just a moment. I got to cover the tropics. A lot to cover here because we have a monster hurricane, Category 5. Winds are well over 157. In fact, I believe they're 165 right now with Hurricane Beryl. A big concern because hurricane watches have been posted for the Cayman Islands, and there are life-threatening winds and storm surge for Jamaica on Wednesday. So if you have family that might be traveling through there, this is a big storm. This is expected to weaken, knock on wood, later today from the friends at the Hurricane Center. But right now with winds of 165, this is not something to mince with or ignore. It is going to roll probably right over Jamaica by the time we hit Wednesday with winds around 120. So that's a big decrease from the 165 it is now, but it's still going to cause a lot of problems for those on the islands there, and then it's going to work its way toward the Yucatan, and so it goes. South Texas might want to watch this early next week because places like Corpus Christi may find some heavy rain, certainly as a byproduct from Hurricane Beryl. By the way, there is a 30% chance we get another storm in the yellow area here, and there's a 50% chance something's forming on the other side in the Pacific south of Mexico. We're going to be climbing. We've talked about this active hurricane season. It would be climbing most likely in the months of August and September. That's historically speaking, and it usually peaks around the 10th of September, which is around Labor Day itself. That's your hurricane update. We have actually said hello to Chris. Chris was one of those weird storms that was easy to miss. It started, I think, Sunday night, 10 o'clock at night, and then it was done by yesterday afternoon. So it really kind of rolled right into Mexico in the similar path that Alberto took. So we're now actually 3 names down, and we have more to go. Hazy, sun and hot today. 3 H's and storms on Independence Day. We covered that at the top of this Facebook Live. And I got still unsettled this morning. Still unsettled this morning, watching that very closely as well. I want to say good morning to Felicia. I believe she's on here. She's saying good morning. Glad to have Felicia here. She's watching, and she's in South Knoxville. So glad to have Felicia on the screen as well. Headlines, we're talking right now at 67. A light wind out of the north at 6, but the dew point is tolerable. It's 58 degrees, not bad there. Valley Planner. Oh, we're going to climb up to the low 90s today. Should be around 86 degrees by 1, about 88 at 2. So we're really in the hot zone, certainly by early afternoon. So plan accordingly. The normal high, 88 degrees for this time of year. And the precipitation chances only go higher. I have some drizzle possible tomorrow, but a 40% chance for Independence Day, and then it spikes to 80%, I think, Friday night. Friday night when things are pretty active on maybe on a holiday front. And again, fireworks should be fine, but it's Friday night, Saturday that I think we're going to probably see a spike of 80%. We'll show you that in the 7-day. Want to show you the highlights of where the Storm Prediction Center is focused on today for travel purposes or for family that might live around Omaha or perhaps northern Missouri. St. Joseph's may have some enhanced or what's considered usually level 3. Level 3 on the risk for severe weather, and that usually is associated with power outages, downed trees, and possible tornadoes in orange, scattered severe storms in yellow, but numerous in orange, and isolated in green. We come back home, and obviously it's a quiet day for us, really not much to worry about here. But this does start to creep into our region by the time we hit the holiday. The area in yellow, scattered severe storms tomorrow. This includes Louisville, it includes Columbus, and includes Springfield, Missouri. Even Nashville might have an isolated severe storm tomorrow, but we have general thunderstorm risks in the concern or eyes of the Storm Prediction Center. I have just some drizzle for us on Wednesday. I do think that changes during the day on Thursday, which is the 4th of July. Independence Day, we got some more scattered severe storms on the 4th in Kansas City, around St. Louis, and then to slide back home, and you can see why that darker green area is beginning to move into the plateau. So Crossville, Lake Tansy, Fairfield Glade, and Jamestown, Wartburg, La Follette, Tazewell, all are fair game for some isolated severe storms during the day. I might add, on Thursday, I don't have it being a problem once it gets dark. Futurecast shows, again, quiet weather now, going into the afternoon, no rain to see here. We head into tonight, 11 o'clock. I have a few clouds, humidity slowly increasing in my view. A lot of this is noise here at 12:15 Wednesday. I think some drizzle might come out of it, but I think this is just maybe more model noise. We head into 5 o'clock tomorrow. We should be easily in the low 90s, about 93. And then heading into the 4th of July, Independence Day, I have us at 94. I think there will be more pop-up showers, as you see here, but by the time we hit the evening, a lot of it has faded away, and it'll come back on Friday, and especially Friday night. This is what I'm setting up. You see what I mean? There's 5:15 on Friday. That front's west of Memphis, and all that moisture is going to be working its way here. So I think Friday night will be pretty soggy, at least an 80% chance by then. Another way to look at this here at 6:58 is I'm looking at comments from you. If you're on YouTube, let me know. If you're on Facebook, let me know. I got Steve Stone on YouTube. Very thankful for him there. And as you can see here at noontime today, many of us will be in the low to mid 80s. A few scattered clouds, we'll just call it hazy, but temperature should easily make it up to about 91 today. Heading into tonight, if you've got evening plans, we'll be sweating, I think, gradually as we get cooler into the 70s. But overnight lows only about 69 tonight and early tomorrow morning. So there's 6 a.m. Many of us will start off in the upper 60s and then finish the day tomorrow pretty close to 93 degrees. That's where I suspect we'll be, about 85 there. And this is the drizzle potential that this model sees. Every solution is going to be different, but this puts a few green dots in the area on Wednesday, which is why I voiced it as drizzle possible. I just don't think we're going to see much in the way of showers and storms on Wednesday. But today, now that it's 6:59, hazy sun, expect a hot day. Winds are going to be out of the southwest 3 to 8 miles per hour. Looking ahead to today, about 90 for La Follette, 88 for Middlesboro, Bell County. A shout out to you. Good morning, Oneida, about 88 for a high temperature for you. Morristown, White Pine, Talbot, 88 degrees where Janet Potts is, 92 in Athens, and about 88 for Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County. If you're traveling today, no doubt it will be hotter in Nashville, in Memphis. They'll be around 96. If you're headed southbound, there may be more showers and storms potentially, but Atlanta, about 88 degrees this afternoon. Tonight, we're down to 69. A few clouds, more humidity. Winds are going to be about 3 to 8 miles per hour. And tonight, we should easily drop to about 66 for Newport, 65 for Pigeon Forge and Sevierville, 67 for Wartburg, and 67 for Crossville. Again, temperatures a little warmer as we head into the rest of the week. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for the holiday. Independence Day in view. We've got Tuesday, today, 91. Wednesday, 93 with drizzle possible. And then a 40% chance for showers and storms, but clearly it's Friday night. If your garden, your tomato plants, your cucumbers are craving some water, maybe something that's beside the garden hose water, like you want Mother Nature to help out, well, you'll get that reinforcements, I think, Friday afternoon, Friday night, as this front begins to approach. But it's still hot, still sticky, even on the backside, as temperatures will be around 93 on Sunday and 89 on Monday. We'll keep an eye, revisit Monday's forecast a little bit later, so we'll be adding another day on the 7-day a little bit later this afternoon. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the Moon Pie milk, it's available for a limited time. And when I say a limited time, you know and I know the flavored creations that Weigels has become known for. They do make some very creative ideas, but these things don't last forever. It's available for a limited time. Check out a bottle today. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Nobody in Tennessee would argue with that. Moon Pie milk is delicious. It's wonderful. Check it out. I think you'll be most impressed. By the way, thankful for all of you. And if you've got a special comment, leave me a message. I read these throughout the day, so you might leave it later if you have a question about the holiday. I do hope that everyone is safe around the fireworks, and make sure you drink plenty of water. Make sure you check on your pets and, of course, your elderly neighbors. In fact, you could check on your younger neighbors too. They'd probably appreciate you just saying, hey, just say hi. It's always nice to do any time of the year. By the way, if you check out the Weigels hot coffee next time you're there, some chocolate milk, regular milk, they have that too. And make sure you register your My Weigels rewards card. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.